Welcome back to the channel, guys. More rehousing. No video last week, I do apologise. Just a few things getting in the way, and at the moment I'm extremely busy with things, so I'm going to try and get these videos out whenever I can. This week we are going to be rehousing our larger female Caribena versicolor. It's currently in the 10x10x15, and I want to move it up into a slightly bigger home. And I'm hopefully going to make this one quite nice. It's going to have a bit of living room in there for a while until it grows much larger. A little bit of a news update to start with though. The Avics, we still have 9, and a few of them have molted yet again. I don't think it's going to be too long before we actually look at moving these guys out of their 155mm pots into possibly the 520mm pots to give them a lot of growing space. A little bit dubious of doing that just yet, simply because they're still all on fruit flies, so I want to get them eating, molting again, maybe 2 more molts each, just so that we can make sure they're eating their fruit flies and stuff before we go moving them up. Other Avic news, obviously I know that the large female that's produced the 2 sacks has molted a couple of weeks ago. She's now eaten and she's looking very good, and last night she was actually tapping a lot on the enclosure. So I know the male's in very close proximity, but she was tapping an awful lot. Speaking of males, we've actually secured ourselves a very fresh mature male Avic again, so we've got him to look forward to, hopefully either pairing her or pairing the other female Avic that has also in the last couple of weeks molted. So she's now of a size where she can pair. She's the spermithia and the flap and all the back end between the book lungs is now all quite opaque, so that sort of indicates large enough and old enough to pair, according to a lot of people. She's also size wise very sort of like similar to how the Avic was on the first pairing, so hopefully we can get both of our female Avics paired. And then what I'll do is, after the older female that's been paired has possibly been paired again, if she produces an egg sac, I will give her a break for a while, because that will be 3 molt cycles that she's been paired with, and I think she deserves a bit of time off. Anyway, back to the versicolor. So what do we have? Currently, in this enclosure, which is extremely heavily webbed, we have our versicolor, and as you can see, it's at a size where, whilst it still has room vertically in here, when they spread their legs out quite a lot, it's in need of a bit of room. So what we're going to do is we're going to move out of this enclosure, which is, as I said, 10x10x15, and it's a mantis den. We are going to be moving them into one of the Spider Shop arboreal enclosures. I have one in a box I need to build, and this one in the box is a 15x15x20, and I like these ones for the Avics mainly, because they've got a lot of ventilation on top. I will drill some holes in the front, back and sides, but also the door just lifting up and opening. We don't need all the security for the Avics and the versicolors and things like that. So I'm going to get this built, and then we're going to get over to Rehouse Central and give this one a rehouse. So I'll turn the camera around, we'll build this, and then we'll set it up, put some decoration in there, and then move across to Rehouse Central and get a rehouse, shall we? Okay, so we have this Spider Shop arboreal enclosure which we're going to build, and what I've done with this one also is, if we adjust that a little bit, I've taken the doors and I've put some 2mm holes through the front. We have a few holes in the side, a few holes sporadically placed in the back, and some in there. So this has got a nice bit of enclosure ventilation. On top of the Spider Shop ones, we also have this mesh, like the drilled acrylic already. So we've got a lot of space on here. As you can see from looking at the 10x10x15s compared to this, 15x15x20, 10x10x15, the volume increase is a lot. This one here, as you can see, it's a couple of inches taller, a couple of inches deeper, and therefore also a couple of inches wider, and yeah, there's a lot more space in this. So yeah, we have our cork bark, we've got 2 water bowls, and we have a bit of colour. I wouldn't normally put fabric flowers in, I know a lot of people do. They can harbour a little bit of bacteria if they get too wet and are kept damp a lot, but as this is quite a dry species and all I'll be doing is making sure the water bowls are filled up all the time, I won't be misting this directly. If this shows any signs of anything going wrong with this, I will be removing this straight away. But we're going to get this set up. It should be fine, to be honest with you. I can't see it causing a spider. I know reptile wise I wouldn't put this in a reptile enclosure, but for the spider it should be absolutely fine, I think. Anyway, let's get this camera set back down, let's get some soil in here, get these bits in here set up nicely, and then we'll get our gorgeous little spider over into the new home, shall we? Okay, first things first then, obviously the soil. So we're going to get in there our normal standard mix of peat moss and topsoil. And we're done. This I'm quite happy with, to be fair. It's got a nice bit of colour. I did change out the water bowl for a nice big one down here. This is the IKEA candle holder. They're made of glass. They're super cheap. I think they're £1 for 5 of them. Hot glue gunned on the water bowl on the side there. Nice big piece of cork bark. Beautiful bit of colour, as you can see. Leaf litter. Soil is peat moss, topsoil, a little bit of sand, a little bit of vermiculite. All pressed down, should be good. As you can see over the top, spider's got loads of room behind here, behind this cork bark, to sort of make all its webbing, and there is space above the cork bark for it to get out, and there is plenty of space behind and underneath here for it to come through under this way. So it's not like a single point of entry, single point of exit and stuff like that. I think the spider should be quite good, happy in here. So let's take this into the other room and get the spider in. I'll be quite honest, guys, I've come in here quite light on equipment. I haven't even bought a catch cup in here. We have a brush and me, that is it. Versicolor, never ever had a problem with this, so should be absolutely fine to move this spider across. I'm not saying you should copy what I do. This is a lovely spider. I've had this since it was a tiny sling. Portsmouth Tarantulas Mystery Box, Southeast Arachnid Show, January 2022. It was scary to me to have this as a baby. It was such a small sling, and it's now got its adult colours, and I couldn't be happier. It's a gorgeous spider. I'm going to see if we can encourage it down and hopefully out of its enclosure. Come on in, let's get down here. Come on, you've got loads of webbing. I know you like your webbing here. So you're going to go after that. Okay. Come on, let's go this way. This way. That's it. They do like a wander, the verses. They really do. And I'm hoping this one does actually start to wander out all on its own accord. It'd be very nice if it does, because we can get some good footage of this. The spider's a lovely spider, as we know. It's got beautiful colorations. Come on, you're going to come this way. You're going to come towards me. Come on, Right, let's try and move it. I'll put this brush behind. You're going to think it's food, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Come on, let's not eat it. Let's not eat the brush. Come on. So for those of you who don't know about spiders' feet, they do have these tiny little hooks on the end of each leg, and these hooks will hold on to things like brushes quite easily. So I'm not surprised that the brush gets tangled up on the feet, and that's what's happened whenever you see that. Come on. We're going to be stubborn, are we? We're going to be stubborn. We don't want you being stubborn, do we? Come on. You don't need food, you are chunky. Come on, let's get your back legs off.
Many months later.
Come on, come on. So let's give you something to find on your new enclosure, shall we? There you go. Right, now let's see if we can encourage you across. Not that way. I said if I came in here with just this, we would get a stubborn spider that wouldn't do what we wanted. That's okay. I'm in no rush at all.
1 hour later.
Come on, spider. This way. Come on. This way. Come on. No. What happens to the good old Verses and Avics love to have a wander mode? Come on. Come on. Here we go. Right. Now we can have a good old look at you for a minute, shall we? You are absolutely stunning, aren't you, hey? The colorations aren't just on their carapace and on their abdomen, and the reason this one's missing a lot of hair on the back end is it's just done a load of new webbing, and I believe that it's just wanted to put its mark down on it. It's not a very flicky spider at all, but the legs, these legs that may be picked up in the light, have also got the same colour hairs on the very bottom of the legs as on the abdomen. And when you get this in the right light, oh my god, does it glisten. It's such a lovely spider. Super calm and gorgeous. I know, as I always say, when they're on their old webbing, why would they want to leave their webbing? Which way are you gonna go? No, not that way. Let's not go that way. Let's go this way. Come on. Come on. Let's go up the door. Maybe go up the door. Oh. It does not want to go the other way. I'm not really pushing, I'm just sort of holding the brush in the way so we can try and encourage it. Keep in contact. I mean, I've got no qualms that this is like, it's not going to bolt. It's not going to bolt. It's just trying to gently encourage this spider across the other direction. What are you doing? No, come on. The hooks this spider has are unbelievable. What I could do with this enclosure, there we go. This might make life a lot easier. Let's just take the door off the old enclosure and see if we can encourage this one now to enter its new home. It wants to go down the door, so let's see if we can get it to go down the door. Why would you go this way? Why would you go this way? Let's go up. Let's go up. You're an arboreal spider, so let's go up. Exactly right. Go on. Go on. Let's go up. Let's go up. It's alright, in your own time. Little boop. Boop, boop, boop. Now you're going to come back this way. Come on. You coming in? You going to go? You want to go onto the new cork bark? You think? You're having to think about it, aren't you? If you go this way, the door's just going to tip and you're going to fall off. We don't want you coming this way. Come on. Let's not go this way. Come on. Come on. You've got a nice new place to call home. It's huge. And you'd just rather hang out on the door. We could be here a while. Go on your own. No help from me. Rehouse yourself. That's it. Rehouse yourself. Onto your cork bark. You don't need me. You don't want me. I'm just a pain. I just feed you. Not this way. They've got such purposeful movement, the Avics and the versicolors and the Caribenas and that. Those two genuses, they move in such a unique way, it seems anyway. Absolutely amazing spiders. It loves its web door. I mean, when it was in here, it never used to sit on the door. It used to sit on this bit of webbing, sort of right here, all day, every day. All day, every day. But I suppose now this is the last bit of webbing it's got that it knows about. Maybe what I should do is take the webbing off of the enclosure, put it on the new bit of cork bark, see if that entices it in there. It will move when it's ready. We've made some progress. The spider has now decided to go onto its cork bark. I did put a tiny little piece of its webbing on the cork bark, as you can see, and I'm not sure whether that's made it feel more comfortable, but the spider has now moved. As you can see, it has gone onto the on the bark now. As you can see, plenty of room in there for it to grow and hopefully do well in there. Quite happy with this enclosure setup. There's lots of ventilation in the lid of the enclosure, there's lots of ventilation in the sides, and where this spider is going to be sitting in the room, which is pride of place right next to me, obviously I'll be making sure that this one flourishes in here. I've done well so far, and I always get nervous about that because when spiders are doing well and then you move them and set up in a new environment, that interaction alone can cause problems, sometimes for no reason that you know of. But anyway, right, let's go back to the other room. And that is the Caribena versicolor female that we have in our house, the Antilles pink toe. Lovely spider. I don't think the lighting does that justice. If I can get some footage of it with the amazing lighting up here, I'll put it up here for now. It's just the leg hair is unbelievable, and the carapace and everything. When you catch the lighting right, it's just such a stunning spider. As you can see, extremely docile. They're a brilliant spider. If you can get over the initial sling phase and manage to care for it through to juvenile, sub-adult, honestly, you'll have an amazing spider in your collection, and they are one of my favourites by far, and understandably why they're a lot of people's favourites when you just look at them. I will say that I think a lot of this Avicularia / Caribena issues as tiny slings is just the fact that people have kept them maybe too wet in the past. They talk about ventilation, but obviously you need to have air moving in the room if you want air circulation. If the air's not moving in your room, then it doesn't matter how many holes you put into a box, the air is just going to stay still anyway. Me being in here all the time, I'm moving around a lot, the air does get disrupted, but I think for peace of mind, putting a few holes around the enclosure definitely sort of like helps that. The only downside with that, with a lot of holes in a lot of enclosures, is obviously the humidity will drop, because you get a lot of evaporation and there's nowhere for the humidity to actually stay enclosed in the environment. These ones though, quite a dry spider. The way I've always kept these, whether it's right or wrong, is quite dry substrate and just keep the water bowls topped up, and that is it. I don't do anything else special with them, and then just feed appropriately. Don't let their abdomen get too big. Lovely spider. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you're not. If you have one, what do you think of it? How have you set yours up? What's your special Caribena / Avicularia tips to keep them and having success with keeping them? Anyway, that's it for me today, and I'll catch you guys possibly next week. We've got the Phil show, the Mildenhall Invertebrate show coming up. Looking forward to that. Start of November, first Saturday, and if you're going to that, come and say hi. I will be there. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later, guys. Cheers.